That's James's dinner cake. I'm going to talk about days of the Bagnold Summer. Back to Black. I've already talked about Discovery final season, but it might factor in Chalk and Casablanca Beats. So I guess I'll get going on that. So most of these videos that I'm reviewing now, they have something to do with music. Not this one. But this one
These are fancy croutons, sorry for me.
The hickory stick crouton.
Yeah, it's probably going to be much tastier.
I was tired. This is day 5, and my angels firmly believe that I have COVID-19 flu, but I don't know. So we'll see. I'll eat outside like this and hope for the best. So this video was excellent. This was one of the best movies I think has ever been made. It was very,
You
very
did a
good.
lot of laughing, Marion.
Yes, I mean, I'm not feeling well.
It wasn't gut-busting comedy or anything like that.
But
it was serious. It had serious sort of things.
Yeah. And it says that it's soundtrack by Belle and Sebastian, and its soundtrack is lovely. It's kind of
catchy. It was different from the usual music and stuff like
that. Yeah, which is interesting, right? That you wouldn't think, because this is a kind of Metallica thing. I don't know what my favorite jokes were, because there were subtle things, like when the mother asked her son to, I mean, she's the most wonderful mother, right? Single mom, and she's a little librarian, rather plain, and
not really, but she's
yeah, and she asked her teenage son, 15-year-old son, who's he wears all black and he's into Metallica and stuff like that. She asks him to go apply for a job because, I mean, she gets home from work one day and she's very frustrated with him because he hasn't walked the dog, he hasn't done anything, and he hasn't even changed because he says he doesn't have any clean clothes to wear. Well, he could have cleaned his own clothes, right? So she's frustrated, and here he is, he's eating a ketchup sandwich. And she says, that's it, you know, you need to go out and apply for a job. So he gets, he goes out, and the jobs that he's applying for, it's hilarious in itself, right? Because he walks into like a baby store where they sell baby clothing, baby everything. And he's wearing all black, and his t-shirt has somebody being electrocuted on the front, you know. And so it's different jobs that there's no way he's going to get these jobs. And certainly I don't know if he could get any job dressed like that. But my favorite joke, I think, in this was a time-lapse thing where everything's moving really quickly. It's the scene of the kitchen. The son is sitting at the kitchen table and he's just texting. He's not moving at all, and his mother is just a whirlwind of activity in behind him, you know, doing the dishes, doing whatever, right? Getting everything done. And I just thought that was lovely. But honestly, it's I can't imagine that anybody would dislike this movie. It's so well done. It's the comedy is witty, and it's even the child actors in this do an awesome job. So yeah, it's from a graphic novel, but this is awesome. Everybody should watch that. So, Back to Black. You know this is going to be about Amy Winehouse, and wow, what a story. I'm surprised it actually took them this long to do a movie about Amy Winehouse's story. I mean, she had a short-lived career. She just flew to the top and done, you know, but that's the kind of Technicolor person she was, right? So yeah, this is a great movie. And it's the actress is better looking than Amy Winehouse. She didn't quite get as thin as Amy Winehouse did, but she had a great voice for doing the songs, and she did the part well. So I guess maybe they just had to wait for an actress who could actually do this justice, the story justice, and they found her. This is a really well done movie, and I have a very different impression of Amy Winehouse and Blake after this, but I mean, guy's still a creep, but whatever. It's certainly worth watching. Again, I can't imagine anybody wouldn't want to watch that, because Amy Winehouse was awesome, and what a story, right? So it's, I mean, neither of these are suitable for children, but I don't think anything in this stack is, really. I mean, I don't think children would like a lot of the stuff, but whatever. That's the thing about watching TV with children. If you put something on and it's over their heads, they miss it. It doesn't even register. So I don't know. Whatever. I mean, they might pick up on a few swear words or something, but
even then,
they won't even know unless they have already heard those words. It also, they just fly over their heads. So what does it matter?
I've never heard the F word.
Yeah.
Never singled it out. Not until in the presence of my older brother, I was running through all the rhymes for duck. And it was at home. And of course, my elder brother, instead of being understanding, he went running off to mine.
Yeah.
James said a bad word. And all that
That's
sort of
very mean.
That was really.
Did your mom understand?
I didn't get punished, so.
That's good. Well, I will maybe refer to this a little bit later. Sometimes when I keep things back, I want to show you where these new things rated with the last things I showed, and this might factor in. So we'll see if I talk about that. Chalk. I was surprised at this because it compares this to The Office, but this is a feature-length movie, and it shouldn't have been. There were some funny things in this, but in episodes of 22 minutes long, that would have been enough. This, I don't think many people would want to sit through feature length this. So it's too bad that they failed at this, because they had an interesting sort of ideas. They said, on the back it says, in a country where 50% of teachers quit within the first 3 years, Chalk delivers an enormous dose of heart, hilarity, and hope for America's most important institution. So it's and it's kind of funny because it gives you an honest impression of the education system and why you might not want to be a teacher. Why so many people who decide they want to be teachers change their minds. So
I don't think in the United States they're paid.
I don't think they're paid that well there. So that's a big factor. I mean, here our teachers are paid handsomely.
I think they're paid too much.
I think so too.
Yeah. An exception would be the sister next in age to me. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that.
So Casablanca Beats. This got bottom of the stack because basically it's a propaganda film. And you don't really know that it is for a while. It took quite a while before it started getting preachy and you could see where they were going. Like, this is a story about an art school where they teach music and stuff like that. And this one guy, he's instructing a class of people who want to do rap and hip-hop and stuff like that, right? So he's talking to this group of this youth group of rappers, and well, I guess you get from the title that it's set in Morocco. So at first I'm like, where's this going? You know, because you wouldn't think of Morocco as being a big place where people would want to be rapping or whatever. So I kind of thought, well, maybe this might be interesting. But eventually there's like a round circle talking amongst the youth and with the instructor there and stuff, and he's youthful himself. And one young woman says, she says that Islam means peace. It does not. What does Islam mean?
Submission or surrender.
There you go. So it does not. So it is, at first when I heard that sort of thing, I'm thinking, okay, well, the youth, they may not be very educated, and if they're into rap, maybe I'm stereotyping a bit, but maybe they're not, maybe education isn't a strong point for them. So maybe they actually haven't read the Quran, and maybe they, this young woman actually believed that Islam meant peace. But she was talking about terrorists and how they're associated with terrorists. They got into this big discussion about Islam, really, and how, you know, these certain terrorists, they were misled, and if they were empowered, then they wouldn't be suicide bombers or whatever, and this and that, and
if the Nazis had been in power, they wouldn't have been killing too many people.
At one point,
after they killed all the Jews,
the same woman in her little rant, she talks about why can't people live together? You know, because Muslims used to live with Jews peacefully. No. How peaceful? I mean,
Muhammad himself, according to Muslims' own accounts, and this is a victor impact statement, not a victim impact statement. The Jews didn't survive to record it, as far as I know. 600 to 900 Jews